Welcome to my video titled Jodi Arias, A Cowardly Smile in a Black and White World. My name is Carl Torspens. I'm a former Deputy Warden in New Mexico and Arizona Department of Corrections, and I'm sharing this video with you for discussion. Reading some of the media reports about Jodi Arias' appearance in court yesterday stands to reason there are many questions left unanswered. Totally dressed in the traditional black and white Maricopa County jail garb and shackled from top to bottom, Jodi Arias looked like a convicted felon, with the exception of one trait: her fake smile. A smile that was certainly encouraged and coached by her defense team at the last moment, as they appeared to be denied to show her humanity in a civilian light rather than the institutional plainness. A smile told me the world, here I am, I'm going to survive this ordeal whether you like it or not. A pseudo smile. Subconsciously, I think Arias was scared to death, figuratively speaking, and relieved she was granted a postponement. I've seen smile like this before. In fact, when they were conducting the trial of serial killer Dale Hausner back in 2009, I saw an arrogant and cold-blooded killer who took some unusual steps in his murder trial with the press, just like Arias did. There were some significant differences, but the theme was the same. County authorities have said that while he was awaiting trial, Hausner tried to kill himself with an overdose of cold tablets. Hausner was also a cowardly psychopath that took 6 lives. His trial was weird from the beginning, as he denied all involvement of these killings, yet apologized to the families of each victim in court. His conduct at his death penalty hearing was chilling and was unforgettable. He likened himself to other serial killers like Dahmer, and said he would likely become famous as Charles Manson. Reluctantly, I have to admit that both Hausner and Arias possess a bizarre kind of charm that turns people on and makes them like him. Regardless, his premature death at the cause undetermined showed that doing time in Arizona prisons can be most challenging and sometimes fatal before the execution, since his death is the second death on death row in less than a month. Ironically, Hausner had asked the courts to execute him quickly and spare him the time to serve on death row. This says volumes of what death row is like and mentally punitive in nature. Reflecting the case with the Arias case is easy from a security point of view. The security provided Arias resembled that of Hausner with the exception of the civilian clothing. Arias was stripped of her identity when she was robed in a black and white jumpsuit and fitted her appropriately as a convicted murderer and felon. The staffing for her presence was appropriate for an escape risk, as the sheriff had profiled her to be a high escape risk with the kind of followers that are risk takers and willing to do anything they could to aid and abet her attempts to run off and live as a fugitive somewhere, if not Mexico. Her presence showed paleness on her face and her complexion that had been out of the sun. No makeup or other cosmetic detail revealed, just another person that was dressed in the kind of garb that carries a number and not a name. Probably the beginning of an end. No doubt Sheriff Joe rocked the news world when he allowed her to act the way she did before this last hearing. I am certain he was criticized behind closed doors and took the appropriate action to prevent such embarrassment in the next public appearance, which was held yesterday. Not surprisingly, the date to retry on the penalty for her conviction was postponed. Indeed, life has become increasingly difficult for Arias as well as her attorneys. Grasping for straws to avoid the death penalty, they weigh their options to resolve this matter between the wishes of the prosecutor and the Alexander family. A postponement is neither justice delayed nor justice denied. It is part of a due process that must be done with due diligence and careful adherence to the rule of law to avoid gaps in an expected appeal. In my opinion, the prosecutor appears to be in complete control of this matter and will seek whatever is best for the state and the Alexander family. Again, thank you for watching the video. Please comment and share as much as you can.